Alright, so you niggas got me fucked up. For real, cause how the fuck this is the life y'all choose to live. This is the reality you choose to exist in. Y'all got so comfortable with the fucking lie, the facade, the manipulation, the tactics, the game. You done fucked up the whole game. Like half of these niggas got the game being a fucking super dimensional Rubik's cube, and the other half got the game being Contra. It's fucking simple, bro. It's love. That's all. That's all it ever was. Love for life. Love for others. Love for God. Compassion. Sympathy. Empathy. But it's like Stockholm syndrome. You get so caught up in that like fictitious world that it's just the real thing to you. And that's a shame. Cause I was just thinking to myself, like all throughout all of this, right? And I think like most of us when we're younger, everything's pure. Everything's innocent for the most part. You want what, love, but you don't do enough to plant seeds or to cultivate it in your society, in your homes. And what it does is, and this is the crazy part, because it's not like there's no motherfucker that's seeking out that shit, right? It's just like it's been so prevalent that most people are on defense instead of offense. You feel me? Like the people who know what the real shit is, they gotta go through life with walls up, defenses, barriers, guards, and all that shit. And like the thing is, if you do that, the enemy figures out your new tactics and they adapt, and then you subsequently adapt. And that's what turns this shit into this hyperdimensional Rubik's cube type shit. Because it's like you can't. It just gets more and more complicated as time goes on. Is my point. How the fuck is this? Did you want? Are you sadist? Or do you do you like pain? What the fuck is going on with y'all? Like because all of this is a result of pain. What most likely happened is you experienced that pain, adapted, and got comfortable with being on top. Right? It's like you conquered that issue. But what did you get? Did you really get love? Or did you get mastery of manipulation? even still, some people, even who, people who go that route, you know, they can come back and settle down. Like a player don't always gotta be a player. You know what I'm saying? A hoe don't always gotta be a hoe. But 9 times out of 10, you know what I'm saying, motherfuckers don't want to change. It's only people who really want to change, or they get a coming to Jesus moment, and they're like, oh god damn, I gotta fucking change. You know what I'm saying? Shit's get crazy. That's it. But I'm like, that's dumb as hell to me, man. And I should know. The Venusian god right here, you know what I'm saying? And Sagittarius. The fucking, you got Venus and Eros. What the fuck am I? I'm goddamn Cupid, bruh. You know what I'm saying? I think I know what I'm talking about. So let me keep y'all give y'all some game real quick, because this is the way I am gonna do it from now on. I'm just gonna be fucking me, bro. And that's arbitrary as a bitch, because people are like, oh, just be yourself. Nah, the world's too fucking wild and diabolical and corrupt and shit for you to ever be uh, pure and unwise. So I would not tell that to any youthful youngster at this time. What I would say is my personal experience going through shit. I started out pure. Um, Mostly maintained that shit for a good ass minute. Cause I thought, okay, something wrong with me. Let me continuously better myself, and got better at the process of bettering myself, right? Um, which is a benefit in and of itself, but it never achieved anything because that wasn't the root problem. It was a good thing to learn, but it wasn't what was needed, right? Uh, Most people want to play this tit for tat, this point system, um, this I need you to show me you care type shit. But we can't trust that a person or an individual says they are who they are, because there's a lot of liars in this world. So I'm gonna be the truth. And not only am I the truth, I'm the truth willing to do battle. Like, I done seen the tactics. I done seen the deceit. I done seen motherfuckers portray to be everything that I would desire, right? And then when I'm hurt, it would be easy for me to be like, oh, never again. Or, oh, I was a fool. Nah, I did at one point, but, and I adjusted. I played things smarter, but I could never betray myself. And that's what I learned. I'm never going to, sorry, I'm never going to betray myself, right? I know who the fuck I am. And I've done a lot of looking inward and observing the world. And I ain't got no issue with who the fuck I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, I, Aries, Venus and Aries, right? I fucking like something, I get excited. I want to express that. Like, oh, but, you know, that's wrong. Why the fuck is it wrong? It's genuine. Where I was wrong at was I didn't understand the society I was in, and didn't understand how to be that in this society. So, of course, I'm going to be taken advantage of, or of course, um, there's going to be a lot of misunderstandings, miscommunication, and failure, right? Okay, I can accept that. Not afraid of failure. And I think what most people should be afraid of is turning into the facade. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very practical. I know me. People can speculate and speak all they want. I deeply understand myself. And I have a lot of wisdom and understanding when it comes to the world. You know what I'm saying? And spirituality. I'm not saying I'm the best at everything, but I'm a goddamn problem. You know what I'm saying? If shit went that way, but I'm expressive. When it comes to the aspect of love, I get excited. But if you see me jump, there was a whole bunch of calculations in my head before I ever jumped. So don't think that, oh shit, that's just rushing into it. No, I really thought about it, and with the information presented, that's what I have. So I'm fully confident and capable to express, tell you who I am, what I expect, what I desire, how to be diplomatic. But you can't convey your your entirety of self in brief moments and because of hurt and because of shields, guards, and lists people have that made up in their head and opinions of other motherfuckers. That kind of fucks up shit. But if you were to say, I'm wise, I know the world, right? And yet I also know myself. And if more and more individuals decided to do that, slowly but surely, people would eventually just get to embrace the moment, right? Like, how many times have you missed out on moments? How many times have anxiety, worry, or depression gotten in between you and which your unctions or intuition would have been like, oh, this would have been great, but I fucked up. Why you fucked up? It's the moment. If you would have embraced that moment and that other person could have embraced that moment, it wouldn't have been a fuck up. Even if the moment is a disaster, it's still not a fuck up. It's a moment. It's like the same thing as like you are not your thoughts. Your your mind has a lot of information circulating. Your physical body has a lot of input getting put into it. If a thought formulates and it comes across your conscious, you're the observer of that thought. You don't have to identify with the thought. So in that moment, you don't have to identify with failure. If I if I genuinely like someone and be like, yo, goddamn, she bad as a bitch. That's somebody I want to marry. Everybody can judge and shit, right? but they don't know me. I'm not illogical. I'm very practical. That's my feeling. That's my emotion. That doesn't mean I'm gonna throw caution to the wind. I'm I take calculated risks. That's how I believe everybody should be. But now I have to be afraid to say how I genuinely feel. That's not how I would act. Those are two different things. That's that's you don't you nobody fucking lives one to one with the goddamn fucking unctions. That's completely animalistic. I guess some people might, but even animals, that's even less than animals. That's like fucking what protozoa. I said nobody does that shit. Even animals think, they calculate, they observe. Like there's other inputs that come after the statement. Like there's no. That's ridiculous, and I think that to me is ridiculous. People people judging off of like I guess what would I call it? Dumbass history. You know what I'm saying? Like shit that never really worked out, but it was necessary. So like we just accept that as the end all be all. That's human nature. When it really is just like human nature in this society, or the perpetuation of dumbassery for real. Like I'm not. That's just this is just me, bro. Like I ain't got time to fucking argue, contemplate, or be worried about every goddamn word I say. Uh, the other motherfucker, the female thinking, oh, she's simple. Oh, I want control. See, like people wanting control, domination, manipulation when it comes to like love and relationship. Like, why do you want that? And I'm not even. That's not even judgmental. It's like deep down, figure out what what is it. Do you want to hold on to what amounts to a moment, or do you want to experience, or is it anxiety, like or worry? Oh, this thing looks familiar to the past. All of these, all of it is genuine. All of it is real. Like, and that's what makes it such a hard thing to tackle because there's evidence for it. But I think it's so baseline and primal. It keeps us in a state where even if you accept both of them, you put one above the other, right? When I think it should either be inverted, so you should put the spiritual to know that there is a force that has your back, a force that even through worry makes you not worry, right? Over this strictly physical and carnal, fact based, you know what I'm saying, reality. I mean, it's facts. Niggas is grimy, shit is grimy, but like I want to live in a world where like man, I can just fucking be who the fuck I am. I can just express, be like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying, and not worry about shit because I'm competent. I know my surroundings. I know my area. I know what dangers are out there. So and it hurt. It took some pain. Like bitches is grimy as fuck, bro. Goddamn, use your ass quick as a bitch. Not give a fuck. Half of them ain't never been hurt. It's just they identify with with the the movement of hurt bitches, but I mean that movement what is based in what reality? Maybe like 200-300 years of fucking uh, female abuse. Anything before that, bro, I really don't even consider because like at that time niggas was dying from goddamn everything. Smallpox. You had to fucking have like a rigid structured society. Like there was a role for the man and woman. Like we wouldn't have got here without that. But about I'll give you 200 some years of like fucking women persecution. I can understand that. By the time shit gets equalized, and like the fucking race, the human race is not at endangered or whatever. Um, yes, like duh, like women should have like it should be more equal because there's no quote unquote uh, extinction level threat. But I ain't even gonna explain that shit. That's just how I think. Like there's a balance between uh, super spiritual, fucking super primal, and like the human experience. Like you can't just fucking like take one observation to all fucking three levels. You have to give each level its credence, its relevance. Yeah. But I just want to be genuine and not judge for it. And that's only because I know I'm capable. And we should raise children to know to be as wise as serpents. Selectively judgmental. And at all times genuine. Because at that time, you don't judge people for their moments, their segments in time, right? I mean, you could have an objective right and wrong, but that person might be getting there. And if you force them to skip past those steps, whatever change they make is not it's not stable. Either they're lying or they're self crucifying because you didn't give them the right that God would have allowed. Now, if universe is like take all of this with a grain of salt, apply it to where it's reasonable. Is what I say. Like if a nigga is fucking up, it's goddamn you in the middle of a fucking battle or a war zone, you don't got time to give fucking grace, right? You got to make your judgments quick. If you happen to be wrong, don't beat yourself up. It was a judgment call. You see what I'm saying? All of this is not whatever I'm saying is not a blanket structure. What I want is I want it to be a lens, an adjustable lens to view the world with a higher wisdom. Understand yourself. Understand the world, your surroundings, and what you're up against, and understand the relationship between those two things and God, or the divine, or the universe, which you want to call it. And then look at the whole picture for all of humanity, right? And make your wise decisions built upon a foundation. A foundation is stable, right? But it's not forever. A foundation can last many years. As many years as, kingdoms, multiple families in a household growing up, bulldozing that place down, building another house. Then an earthquake can happen. It's been like 700 years. Foundation's gone. Foundation is something that's sound. It is still, no matter how persistent it is still subject to change. So you have to find your own dichotomy of balance between malleability and being solid when the time arises. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this is spam, by the way. I never thought I'd fuck with spam, bro. Spam is pretty fucking good. But yeah. It's not an overnight thing. It requires a conscious shift in your awareness. You kind of get what I'm saying? You have to make the conscious decision to become conscious. And even more so after that. And that all starts with me asking you this question. Is this the way you want to live? Is this the way you want to go about things? Because, the way I see it, ain't nobody goddamn happy. But everybody's mad. But you don't want to do shit to be more happy. That don't make no fucking sense. And everybody wants to fucking... And this is one thing I always hated. Like, people always, tackle, surface level things when they want to fix shit. They never tackle the root issue. And even when I was like, that's what I do, I even still did not understand how I was predisposed to thinking that way. Predisposed to thinking that way. Because, the way you raised it's a pretty fixed fucking lens when it comes to how you interpret the world. So it's really hard to be one of those people who can actually escape that shit. Honestly, it's not a normal thing. It's the opposite, but it's what's needed, right? Otherwise, you keep fucking walking in the goddamn dark and tripping over yourself. And people go like that shit. It is what it is, but you ain't gotta like it. I ask you the question: do you like now? Do you like what you have to go through? Do you like the fact that nobody really gets what they want? They really just settle because they've trapped themselves. That's what everybody does. They trap another individual through their thoughts. Oh, this is what society would say. Oh, this is the fear I have in pursuing this. Oh, this. So many people have said this, that, and the third. Oh, there's this power that this unmovable force that I can't fucking